The one and only, the legendary, the iconic Aries Spears is on the show today. Jesus.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening?
I'm just trying to soak this in real quick. I grew up like watching you and like just being a legit fan, bro. So you're finally on the show.
Thank you, brother. I don't know about all them adjectives, but
take them.
Well, I got you, man. Thank you, man.
I want to start things off. We've got this segment on the show called Insta Drama, where we have listeners reach out. They share their problems and situations, and we give them some advice. I thought you can give one of our listeners some advice.
Let's try it. I might not be the best advice.
No, you got it, because you're a father. None of us have kids.
Yeah.
And
even that's debatable.
All right, so break it down.
So our listener Carlos reached out because his mother-in-law sent him a happy Father's Day text, but he didn't feel like it was genuine. So I'm going to read you the text message.
Uh-oh.
It said, "Good morning, Carlos. I just wanted to wish you a happy Father's Day. Thank you for bringing this beautiful little soul into our life. He makes us so happy. Have a great day." Carlos took it as she's just thankful for the baby.
And not like his work as a father.
Yeah.
I don't really see anything wrong with that text, though.
Yeah, no, that sounded kind of legit. Yeah.
I think he probably wanted some type of, you're an amazing man. You're doing a great job raising a kid.
Dad,
which he probably has been.
Yeah, I didn't sense any kind of malice or, bad
Negativity.
ill will towards that. No, I thought it was cool.
Probably, what I'm thinking, I have no clue, but what I'm thinking is he probably has some type of awkward relationship with her. And so
Well,
he's just.
what man does it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
With the mother-in-law.
Being that you're a father, I wanted to talk about this. You know Jay Cruz, who is a good friend of mine out in L.A.
Yeah, that's my dog.
At Real 92.3. I didn't know
yeah.
that your daughter was doing music, and I saw him talk about this in your interview.
Yeah.
Bro, do you realize this is the perfect time for her to put something out? Because women are
Yeah.
running it right now.
Yeah.
This is like the summer of women. You got Cardi, obviously. You got
City
the City Girls who
Megan
are killing it.
Stallion.
Even the male rappers are women. So yeah,
Drake.
It's very moist right now.
What is your vibe when she comes up to you and says, "Dad, this is what I'm doing. I'm pursuing music"?
I told her on the show, just take it serious. This is an art form, it's a craft. And if you don't take it serious, it won't work out for you. But then again, I'm coming from a different era. Nowadays, you don't have to be great to be great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's real mediocre right now. And it feels like these young kids go for anything. Back in my day, sounded like an old man, but back in my day, you really had to have talent. And you really had to bring it. When you look at the state of hip-hop and rap right now, Lil Yachty, Uzi Vert, 21 Savage, talent is the last thing you have to have. So it's hard for me to speak on it because as a parent, you want to say the right things, you want to do the right things, but the rules are different now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Outside of like the Coles and the Kendricks and stuff like that, do you see anyone else right now that you're like, yo, this kid has the potential?
Not really, but I'm
crazy,
also not looking. You know what I mean? I'm 44, so.
And how do you feel like seeing her be sexy? She's your daughter.
Yeah,
so.
I saw like behind the scenes video stuff, man.
How
She's
old
like,
is
How do you
she?
not watch it? Or
She's 20.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. It comes with the territory. Her mother had suggested that I buy her heels. I said, I'm not buying my daughter.
It's just awkward.
Yeah,
I'm not buying heels.
Red bottoms.
Especially the ones, the stripper girls be having the ones that clap the heels on the bottom.
oh my god, those are regular heels though.
If I buy my daughter some footwear, it's gonna be one of them long
Crocs.
joints. What you wear when you go doing the cranberry fields?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to come up to your midsection. Yeah, she gonna have one of them rubber joints on that come up to the stomach.
Dude,
No.
you got one of like the most talked about podcasts, obviously, Aries Spears and Steinberg. This thing's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you feel as a comedian, a podcast is like a mandatory thing, something you've got to have?
I don't know that you gotta have it, but certainly it helps, especially when you got something to say. Again, we live in a very moist era right now, and it's like political correctness run amok. So I think people are yearning for honesty. They're yearning for truth.
Yeah.
They want to go to a place where they can hear it because it's almost like prohibition. People are being told you can't drink, and nobody wants their good time taken from them. And when you listen to stuff that makes you go, oh, or makes you think, it's an internal feeling. There's an internal satisfaction from that. And I think that when you try to deprive people of that, they want it more. So we try to be in that lane.
I haven't thought of it like that. It is like true. Like I'm 32.
Yeah.
And so like when it comes to music, there's like a sense of realness that's missing, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Right.
I mean, it's there, but you know what I'm saying? It's not there. And so comedy is one of the few outlets where you can still kind of get it. If you want to just kind of get something raw, uncut, get a real opinion, you can go to a comedy club and actually get that.
It's like another rapper that I'm not a fan of is Kodak Black. But I recently
Yeah.
saw a song he did that's in black and white, the video. And for the first time, I went, well, I'll be
Paid
damned.
attention.
Because he actually is saying something. And two, I can understand him.
Right.
Most times I can't decode this dude. But he actually, I could understand the lyrics and he was saying something. And I'm just like, listen, I get it. Everybody can't be a conscious rapper. Everybody can't be thought-provoking. And at the end of the day, it's about having a good time, shaking your ass and having a good time.
Right.
But back in my day, a lot of rappers accomplished both.
True.
You could buy an album and there was a lot of shaking your butt, but there was also a lot of,
Lyrics.
yo, did you hear what he said?
Right.
Wow, this deep. That's moving the movement. You know what I mean? And that's missing today.
Very
you know what
true.
I mean? It's just missing.
That's crazy to think about. I mean, like you have certain artists, like even like if you think of a Jay-Z who could make a club record, but still at the same time there's some type
Spit
of
lyrics.
depth in what he's talking about.
One of his realest lyrics ever when he said, really, I want to rhyme like I'm common sense, but I did 5 mil. I ain't been rhyming like common sense.
Yeah,
Hey.
That kind of wordplay
Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
is missing from rap.
Yeah.
Everything sounds the same beat, same melody, same delivery.
It's like
Feel
they don't
Migos
care
pretty
what
much
they're
started
with
it.
auto
much,
tune.
yeah.
Don't you think Migos kind of started that? Everyone just kind of said, let's be a Migo.
Listen, and because that's so lucrative now, it's an easy path to success. There are people who have no business rapping going, I can rap too.
Right.
All I gotta do is go ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba, and then put a lot of auto tune, and you're a rapper now.
Yeah.
And do the thing where you hold a stack of money up to your ear like it's a cell phone.
I saw
and
you talk
spread
about
it
this on your
out like debit
Instagram.
cards. It's like you dudes lack so much originality. It's a shame. Not Nas, one of my favorite rappers. He had a song called Rewind. Where he's rapping backwards.
Doesn't make sense.
It tells an
crazy.
entire story flowing backwards. And the story tracks, it makes sense. But do you know how hard? It's hard to rhyme forward. Great. He does a backwards rhyme. That's insane. That kind of
Talent.
that kind of talent is missing, dude.
Oh my God. What do you we'll get back to the point. Don't you think everything kind of goes like just it has its like run?
Time,
I
yeah.
think we'll come back to it. It's so dumbed down now. I feel like someone's gonna come with
I
it.
think it has to, but when you look at, hip hop was born in the 80s, the South Bronx. Now, granted, when it first started, it was very, very elementary. I went to the store and I saw that fool
Curtis Blow?
got my money. Boom.
Right.
It was very simplistic, but still, that was the beginning stages. Then it evolved to its golden years at its best in the 90s.
Yeah.
Then 2000s, it started getting a little diluted, but it was still strong. Now it's at straight retard level.
Oh my God.
And to all you people that take offense to that, I don't care. So hopefully we'll get past this ridiculousness and get back to
Get more
creativity.
J. Cole's and Kendrick's.
Do you think
Yeah.
you think that because you're older? Because I mean,
No.
like a younger
No.
person wouldn't think that at all.
Because
Because
that's all
a
they're
younger
exposed
person is
to.
born in this stupidity.
Yeah, that's all they're exposed to.
When you born and you sleep and you live in doo-doo, it don't stink after a while.
True.
You know what I mean? I come from an era where I could go. That's why I'm going. I know in the 80s it was not at its best because when you look at the flow, it was Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
But the 90s is where it was the apex, is where it reached its best.
You're right. Early 2000s, it started to become more mainstream. People found a way to take it more pop.
I think it was mainstream in the 90s. That's because Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, T.I., you can go through a list of them. Snoop Dogg, they all crossed over.
True.
So it was very mainstream in the 90s, but the talent level was strong.
Yeah.
The wordplay. Everybody had their own style. Snoop didn't sound like nobody else. Pac didn't sound like nobody
It was
else.
all originality.
Eminem, you can go through them all. They all had their own sound. Today, they all sound the same.
So do you give your daughter advice to not sound?
But again,
a certain
it's
way?
weird to give her advice because the advice I'm giving her doesn't apply to today.
She's in that
She likes you to
generation.
know, yeah.
It's I could tell her that all day. And listen, she's applied some of that work ethic to the music, which is good. But I always go, take my advice, but don't take my advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is she rapping or singing?
She's rapping. The other girl
okay,
is
I
singing.
gotta hear this.
Yeah.
You guys send us a copy. We'll run it back.
Yeah. It's called the group is called Type 2.
I saw it drops in like 2 weeks. Next week,
Well,
something
they're
like that?
still working on some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but Cruz played it on the air.
Yeah.
But You know, and listen, I'm worried about it. My bias because it's my daughter. But when you listen to it, I'll put it to you like this: when she first started, she didn't put respect in the game. And it was garbage.
Okay.
When she first gave me her raps, I was like, "This is garbage, baby."
And
you told her?
You told her.
That's
wow.
good.
No,
That's good.
I agree. I agree.
I said you got to go back
be
in
real.
the lab.
No, yes, man.
Yeah.
And then when they got the right production, some of the people that worked with them and produced Beyonce and some other artists. So you clearly hear the difference.
I mean, plus,
Oh, wow.
you're her dad. You're going to probably show up to certain events and shows. You're not trying to be like, yeah, that's my baby.
Embarrassed.
No, but if you got to
Damn.
do that, you got to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a mother whose son is a serial killer. She's not proud of it, but that's still her baby.
That is true.
Sickly
Crazy.
enough.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's you know, you got to do your job as a parent, good or bad. But
True.
fortunately, she's not bad.
Yeah,
So-
she's not killing people.
Yeah,
so that's a win.
yeah.
Let's talk about the shows, dude. You got 5 shows
Yes,
out here. That's crazy. Do you get
Man,
tired of doing them back
5
to back like
shows?
that?
Not when it's a good place.
Right.
If I'm working somewhere where the audience is terrible, the city is terrible, it's a job.
Because you're biased.
Stand Up Live is a super dope spot,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the
Super
crowds are
dope.
always just super just engaged. I feel
This is one of my spots that I mark on the calendar.
that's
I'll
awesome.
probably get more ass here.
Holy crap.
Got a lot of places I've been to.
See, he's keeping it real. I
Yeah.
like
love
it.
Phoenix,
Old
man.
Mexicans.
Yeah, no, young Mexicans.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
don't do old, baby. I don't do old. One show tonight, Thursday, 8 o'clock. 2 on Friday, 7:30 and 10. 2 on Saturday, 7 and 9:30. Go to standuplive.com for the tickets.
Is there anything that we haven't touched on that we should?
Did I mention the podcast?
Yes, you
We
did.
briefly did.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
talk about
check
Andy's
it.
here, by the way.
Yeah, he's my
Yeah.
featured comedian in the
Yeah.
second half of the
Tucked away in the
podcast.
back.
Big
Yeah,
time.
yeah. It's called Spears and Steinberg, aka The Jew and the Jerk. It's absolutely free. All you got to do is download it from your favorite platform: iTunes, Apple, Spotify, Google Play, or Spearsburg.com.
There you go. So listen, like I said, we're almost to the weekend.
Yeah.
We're talking over 40 cities right now.
Yeah.
I think it's only right we end this on a positive vibe,
Yes.
on a positive note,
Yeah.
with a prayer from DMX. Now, I don't know if you could bring him out. I saw that he's outside. A prayer from DMX to go
do
into
it.
the weekend with some positive vibes. Can we make this happen?
God, you got me on the spot right now. Yo, Lord, I want to say it to you real. Anytime I was in the trenches, you always gave me the meal. You always gave me the feel when everything's got real. That's why I'm telling you now, here's the deal. When I walk in the streets and I feel the pain. When it's hot outside, you give me the rain. When it's all said and done, I'm you the realest. We're going to get it in. Stand Up Live here in Phoenix.
Oh.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey, can we get a prayer from Petey Pablo? You sound like
Petey
Petey
Pablo.
Pablo.
I don't even know what Petey Pablo
That's all
sound
you
like.
need to know.
Oh, my goodness.
Listen, man, Aries Spears.